Welcome and good morning. I'm Reverend G, and I love it that you are choosing to spend this time with us. Welcome to you here in the sanctuary, and welcome to you there out in the world of Zoom and the holy interwebs. I love it that you're choosing to spend this time with you. Now, when you're watching this recording, I am quite likely in LA. As most of you know, I have to travel there for a surgery. I have a CSF, cerebrospinal fluid leak, and this will be the 5th time that it is going to get fixed. In fact, I am leaving tomorrow. I am recording this talk a day before I leave. And the title of my talk is Risk versus Safety. And I always like to ground my talks into a personal story. Because when I listen to a talk and somebody links the message of that talk with a personal story, I just relate better. So I'm assuming that you are much like me. Risk versus safety. I'm leaving tomorrow, and it's a big thing. So it's a difficult surgery. It deals with the spinal cord. That is always risky. So right now, as I'm preparing and I'm giving this talk, I too am weighing risk versus safety. It's risky to have a surgery. Every time they put you under, you know that, they tell you. Side effect could be death. It could be that they make me worse than I am now. It could also be that they're going to fix me, and that this time it'll take, and then the quality of my life will just have improved by leaps and bounds. Right now, I function at about 40% of what I used to function before this leak, but I still function, right? So there is safety in staying this way because I can tell myself that, you know, I can function. I can still give a talk. I have been able to sit with people who are in trouble, so I can still meet my ministerial duties. It's just very difficult. I would like life to be easier. I would also prefer if life could include some fun, like walks, maybe bicycle rides, go enjoy life, and I can't right now. I have to lay a lot. So you understand now? Risk versus safety, and that's life. Now, in my case, this is very accentuated, but it's there all the time. Every decision, many decisions we make in life, there is risk versus safety. Do I buy this, risk emptying my empty bank account, or I just never buy anything? And of course, that means that the quality of my life might suffer a little bit. I go without things that are important and necessary, but I have the sense that there's safety in the numbers in that bank account. Should I leave this job? Should I stay in this job? Should I take this job? Should I take that job? A lot of things to consider. And it's not easy. It's not easy because it is our natural tendency to seek safety. Now, there is a small percentage of us who will seek extreme adventure all the time, and that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about most of us. Most of us would like to know that we're making sound decisions, we're making good decisions, decisions that we will not regret in the future, and that will benefit us and hopefully benefit the greater good as well, because we care about the greater good. The problem with life is that it is best understood backwards. And the paradox is that we have to live it forward. I'm going to repeat this. So life is best understood backwards. But unfortunately, we have to live it forward. So then we have to make a lot of decisions without knowing the outcome. And that, if anything is crazy making, that's the one. But then our personalities are also different. Like, let me ask you this. How long does it take you to pick a movie or to pick a book? Just think about this. And then let's say we pick a number from 1 to 10. So pick a number from 1 to 10. How fast? 1, I pick it fast. 10, almost never. I'm unable to. I can't decide. I can't decide if it'll be worth my time. I can't decide if I like it. I have a hard time picking a movie or a book if you're a reader. 1, easy. 10, difficult. Pick a number. All right. If you pick the number between 1 and 5, then it means you're not a very good decision maker because you don't consider every aspect of your decision very carefully or very thoroughly. But the good news is that you can easily stop that movie and pick another one without giving yourself a whole lot of grief. What a stupid decision I made. I should have never picked this movie. This is time I never get back. Oh, this was not worth it. I am unable. I just don't have the ability to pick good movies. This is horrible. That's not the 1 through 5 are not those people. I'm one of those. Then, if you pick the number between 5 and 10, it means the good news is that the decisions you make are probably very well grounded. The problem is, if you made it, if it's a bad decision, you have a hard time letting go, so you're going to work it harder. And you're going to give yourself a lot of grief, maybe shaming messages. So there's pros and cons to both. And then these two people tend to get in a relationship with each other. So now they live together. One makes a decision on the spot, the other one takes forever. So there's already tension there. These people also will attend the same church. And then decisions have to be made in this church. And one makes it fast, the other one takes forever. Decisions have to be made. How do we make them? For instance, this is a democratically run community, so everybody has a voice. We want to tease them out. We want to give it space. But then these different types of personalities get to relationship with each other, get to make decisions together. And remember, life is best understood backwards, but we have to make decisions. We have to live it forward. So right now, we're in this process in this community. We're at a crossroads. You would say risky times. And this community has come around, was birthed about 25 years ago. And we've developed certain systems. This is how we do life in this community. These are the things that we do. Those are the things we don't do. We do them this way, not that way. And now we're coming up against a huge decision. If we keep doing things the same way we have been doing, we're looking at the results. And the leadership decided that these results do not lead to sustainability. So for your leadership to be conscientious, forward-looking, means that we have to forge a different path. But it's scary. It's scary because we're living forward. We don't know that these decisions that we are making will lead to the outcomes that we envision. We also don't know that the outcomes that we envision we can actually live with. There's so many questions. And then there's personalities among us. Some of us say, yeah, let's go, let's do it. And some of us say, hey, well, let's think about it. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? So there's tension, the tension of giving birth to something new. But here's the sitch. When we don't change much about our life, so things just hum along, it becomes our comfort zone, okay? And there's no growth in the comfort zone. In the comfort zone, only the same things keep being recreated, reproduced. Everything that stays within this box, this comfort zone. So growth now happens outside of the comfort zone. But leaving the comfort zone is scary. This we know, that we don't know. And now we are at a crossroads in this very community where we are about to leave behind our comfort zone or step out of this comfort zone. And what is that going to be like? That's difficult. So in order to step out of our comfort zone, we engaged a marketing expert. We are bringing in the leadership. We are engaging the community. We are looking at everything. We're looking at our name. We're looking at our branding. We're looking at our messaging. But most importantly, we are looking at why are we here? Why is it worth leaping out of our comfort zone into the great unknown? Why? And in my heart and in my mind, this is why. We are a people who have figured out how to live with each other in spite of our differences. We are a people who have learned and consider it very important to allow a lot of space for the other to be themselves. And I think that is the definition of love. Allowing another to be their true self. So there is love in this community. And I believe that such a community is worth taking into the future. Such a message is worth sharing with the larger community, with the world. And the interesting thing is that in these times of interconnectedness, I mean, here is Zoom, here is the interwebs, right? Truly, this message could reach the world. It doesn't have to be confined just within the walls of this building. Doesn't even have to be confined just to this geographic area, this town, this city. It can reach the world. So we are now looking at ways to expand our membership, our reach into the online world as well as this physical world. And for that, we need your grace. For that, we need your honest, most loving, most gentle, constant feedback. And grace, grace, grace. Because we are stepping into the future without knowing. We are trying to make sure that the decisions we make are sound, that are loving, that are kind, that they are inclusive. And we're stepping into the future, and it's unknown. But in this comfort zone that we find ourselves in, there's no growth. And we wish to grow. We wish to grow because we consider ourselves healthy. And the healthy organism grows. Risk versus safety. It happens on the personal level, and it happens on a community level. And right now, I'm finding myself personally engaged, and I'm facing this risk versus safety, and I'm also facing it with this community. And there are some, this is what I want to tell you, that worthy leaders, people who are worthy of leading, must have a vision. Must have a vision. They must be able to see something that others just can't. Martin Luther King Jr., he said, I dream of a world, I see a world where black and white children hold hands and nobody is judged based on the color of their skin, but by the content of their soul. A vision, a good leader, a worthy leader has to be able to see a vision and then inspire other people to follow. Let's create that vision. The thing that books don't tell you about these leaders, that they struggle with self-doubt. They second guess themselves, that there's trepidation there. I see this vision, and there's the responsibility it carries. Like, if these people follow, then it might as well be a worthy vision. And that's where we are today. So please hold your leadership gently, compassionately. Because while we are seeing something that maybe we didn't see yesterday, or the community hasn't seen yet, there's also trepidation here. There's also some second guessing. And that is part of the journey. That is part of it. So we also must develop the ability to stand in the unknown and be okay with it. And that's a difficult place to be, because we prefer safety, we prefer comfort zone. But there's no growth in comfort zone, and we're living forward into the unknown. So if you personally are at some crossroads, just do it. Take whatever time you need, consult with whomever you need, and have faith and leave the comfort zone, because there's growth beyond it. Fear, and do it anyway. It's okay to be scared, and it's okay to be courageous. So I envision that this community shall grow, that this message will spread far and wide. I envision a life together where we are able to bring in a lot of people, still be inclusive, kind, caring. The community will look different, but different is only different. It's not bad. So here's to envisioning and walking into the future together, in kindness, in love, and as much ease and grace as possible. And so it is.